Hi everyone and welcome back to another lesson for beginners with a beginner, and today we will be learning the song I Walk Alone. Now, just to start with, this is by far one of the easiest songs I've learned so far, and I think you will like it too because the chord progression, the strumming pattern is quite easy. There is a little twist to the strumming pattern as well. And so the time is running, we have 30 minutes, and so let's start practicing it. What we're going to start with is with the chords. So the chords are the E chord, the A chord, and the D chord. And why did I mention that this is one of the easiest songs? Because the chords are basically having one anchor finger. So we don't even have to lift and struggle too much with the chords today. So let's start with the first chord, the E chord. For whoever one knows the chords, amazing. Whoever doesn't, let's go over that. So the E chord. The E chord goes, the first finger goes on the first fret, third string from the bottom. The second finger goes on the second fret, second string from the top, and the third finger goes on the string below that. So the third string, second fret, third string from the top. Yeah. And we're strumming it from the top. This is our E chord. Now, then the second chord that we're having is the A chord. And as I mentioned, we have the anchor chord, the anchor finger, okay? So the first finger, we just slide it to the second fret, okay? We leave it on the string. The second finger goes just above it on the third string from the top, and the third finger goes on the second string from the bottom. And this is our A chord. And then we are moving to the third chord of that song, which is the D chord. Now, again, we're leaving the first finger, the anchor finger, on the same string, moving our second finger to the same fret, to the lowest string, and the third finger goes on the third fret and the second string from the bottom. So it's very easy for this song because there is not too much of hand lifting, chord changes. So we're going with the same finger. The first finger stays on the same string. So we're playing the E. We're playing the A. And we're playing the D. Now that we covered the chords, let's move on to the chord progression. Again, this is why I fell in love with the song. The chord progression is like that. Okay, so the chord progression is like that. So we're starting with the E chord, moving to A chord, back to E chord, back to A chord, moving to D chord, back to A, then E once again, and then finishing with A. And this is the whole chord progression throughout the entire song. E, A, E, A, D, A, E, A. Very easy. Now, the strumming pattern. The strumming pattern is basically we're playing each chord 4 times. So we can just play down. So it's one, down, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the strumming pattern. Now, there is a small twist that we can add to the strumming, which is also very easy. And how does it work? So, we are strumming, we're doing, I think it's called the boom strum, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. So, what we do, again, we're doing the 4 strums on each chord, but what we do is that we're strumming 1 and then 2. Isn't that very, very easy? Let me know what you think, and I think it is quite easy. So right now, what we're going to do is that we are just going to practice that song throughout the entire time. It helps. The songs that I'm choosing every day a new song, not because I want to learn a new song, because it can be a bit confusing. I'm not doing that to confuse myself. The only reason I am doing that is just because I want to practice the chord changes. That's why in the different songs there is a different chord progression, different chords, but I am keeping it simple, basically with the basic chords, you know, D, A, E, A minor, E minor, C. So I'm not jumping into the F chords, even though there are some tricks, some small different variations of the chords that we can play. So the F chord doesn't have to be played fully. We can trick it and play something similar to that. Okay, but today it's the simplest chords that we have, anchor finger. Let's start with that. Okay, it's quite nice. I wouldn't say it's the easy thing in the world. First of all, we're learning how to play the guitar. I've been playing less than 2 months. And if you are a beginner, I think this is the best way to learn with somebody who doesn't know how to play, because when I watch somebody who is a professional, I'm a bit getting frustrated and a bit anxious, because I'm watching them and I'm saying, I want to play like this as well, and obviously I'm not playing like that. So yeah, let's go. think it sounds okay. Very satisfied with the progress. I think one of the things that I am not doing well is pressing hard enough on the chords. That's why sometimes I'm hearing the buzz. So let's focus a bit on pressing the chords hard enough. I think it's getting better. I'm starting to hear the sounds, so it makes it a bit easier with the strumming. Let me try with my different pick. this one. Different picks every time. As you can see, this finger doesn't move nowhere, so it's staying at the same place. G, A, E, incredible. That's why I think this is one of the best songs to learn for beginners. 3 chords, 1 anchor finger, simple strumming pattern, simple chord progression, incredible. Okay, I don't like this pick. Doesn't give me the sound. Which one is that? Millimeters? 73, 60. This is a good pick. So the chord progression is very easy, the strumming is very easy. I really enjoy practicing today. Today is really amazing practice. Nice! Who is there? Go play. If you need extra explanation, let me know. I think it really gives the movement and the chord practice, the change for the chord practice, very helpful. and you don't even really need to count the strums because you literally can hear it in the sound, how it works, when to stop the strumming, when to end the strumming, when to move the chord. I will try and find more songs like that so we can all practice together. Really like the idea of this. And if we play the whole string, let's do. Oi, oi, oi. Again. Whoa, what is going on? Okay. Okay, that sounds even better. Whew. Oy, my back. somebody expects me to sing, don't. And we're done with the guitar. That was a fun session today. And let's move to some exercise. Let's move on. Cállate.